right, everyone, how's it going? We've got Chupacabra Games, Monday Modern. I believe this is the seventh week that we've been doing the Points League here. I'm joined today in the booth with Adam.
Hello. Yeah, got the buy right now, so we're in here to watch some modern.
Yeah, it looks like we got Joe versus Casey. I know Joe's been playing here a long time, a little infrequently, but he's made his appearance back again to play some goblins.
Yeah, Joe's here on the goblins combo slash mid range deck.
Yep.
Casey's going Polluted Delta, fetch, Watery Grave.
No companions, so I don't want to immediately say Death Shadow, but that's my first thought.
Yeah, I know there are some people that like Death Shadow with things like Seasoned Pyromancer in the sideboard, so that could be a reason to not bring your Jigata.
Nope,
Oh,
nope.
that is a Ruin Crab.
We're playing Mill.
Okay, so I would really like Joe to win this match now.
I don't think he's going to, because Tasha's Hideous Laughter is one hell of a card.
Yeah.
Joe has some 4 and 5s, but not too many.
I will say, if there was a store to show up at and play Mill, it is this one.
Honestly, I've told people in the past, there's a lot of sagas going around here, and generally that means that stuff like Tasha's or Mill is just going to be pretty good.
Excuse me, while I go find an Emrakul for my sideboard.
Yeah.
All right, so looks like Joe's getting Archive trapped here. That's a rough one for sure. Definitely not I've definitely not triggered my Stoneforge Mystics to play around this before.
Yeah, I mean, it looks like Joe just can't really play around that, or it's turn 1 and turn 2 now of the game, and it's can't really do much about it if you don't know what's coming.
All right, so I think it depends on how Casey disrupts here, but the Goblins deck can win on I think turn 3, right?
I think you can win on turn 2, but it's probably like a percent chance.
Yeah.
Like literally 1.
Although I do believe now that we have cast something not Conspicuous Snoop, I think we have given up the turn 2 kill.
It's I think if Casey doesn't have any removal spells, Joe is just gonna win the game. But if Casey has like literally 1 fatal push and has Tasha's Hideous Laughter, the game's probably gonna be over.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know, like, if Joe is settling in for the like Goblin beatdown plan this game, I can't imagine he's particularly happy about that.
Especially with the Jason play too.
Yeah,
now.
So this is our new Jace the Perfected Mind. That is kind of messed up in this deck.
It looks like we're just -2, so
okay, -2. Target player mills 3 cards. Then if a graveyard has 20 more cards on it, you draw 3 cards. Otherwise, you draw. Okay.
And then since Casey cast it with the Phyrexian mana, it's going to come in with 3 of loyalty. That's why you see it at 1 right now.
Right.
A pretty weird mechanic to do in paper. I haven't played too much of the cards, and I feel like I might forget, but I've really only seen them like on Arena, where it'll just do it for you.
Yeah, that was something where when Nahiri got spoiled, one of the other completed Planeswalkers, there were thoughts about playing that in Hammer, and it just hasn't quite picked up. But if the metagame slows down a little bit, that could be something that I explore. But
is the red the Phyrexian mana for Nahiri?
I think it's white, red, and then Phyrexian. Oh, it's colorless, white, red, and then the Phyrexian is hybrid, I think.
So either way, you do need both colors.
Yes,
though.
yeah. You do need both colors, and then like you get access to things like Wear Tear, which is good in the Amulet matchup.
True. Pretty good in the mirror too, I'd imagine.
Yes, yeah. Blowing up sagas is good in the mirror, for sure.
Blowing up crabs is pretty good too.
Okay, yeah.
Expert.
Getting the crab out of the way to get some beats in here is certainly good. That's it's can be frustrating having just an 0-2 or an 0-3 body just soaking up some damage here and there as a creature player.
Oh yeah, it's just gonna keep milling too. It's especially with fetches and the Field of Ruin we see. Probably gonna take out that cavern.
Yeah, I always feel like too. I have like a 2-power attacker, and they have the 0-3 crab every single time.
Yeah, I was playing a Murktide League earlier today, and I played against Mill, and they kept drawing Hedron crabs, and I had Unholy Heats, so that felt pretty good. But I've definitely been in this opposite position.
Yeah.
where that one toughness really matters.
Yeah, for sure, for sure.
And the O2s, the Hedron crabs, really just can't block Ragavan either.
Yeah, yeah. Right, so there's Atasha's.
Let's
Okay,
see.
so we'll see if Joe has a card left in his library.
0, 0, 0, 1.
That's 1.
5.
Okay.
7.
7.
9. 10. Halfway. 12. 16. 19. 21.
Okay, so so that's more cards left in his library than I would have expected. And I forgot about the 4 mana. Is it the ring? The Sling Gang too. I always forget about it, but the ringleader. Yeah, the 4 mana ringleader.
The card's correct. It says 4 mana draw 4 sometimes.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Obviously a great pickup for this deck when it got put in the format back in, was that M20? I think it was M20. I think it was a random core set that made it legal.
It might have been around for a little bit longer. I'm kind of curious now. Teamwork. I pull up the website.
Oh no!
If
I can actually type. Oh man, this feels so much different from my keyboard goblin ring leader. There we go. So it was.
Oh yeah, you are. It did get reprinted, but
yeah, it had some random like dual decks reprints, and it was obviously initially legal. Back in, is that Apocalypse? Yeah.
Yep. All right, so Goblin Matron for Joe is going to get Rudevelt Hordemaster. I think we saw there for a second. It looks like he has Bogart Harbinger and a Sling Gang in hand as well.
All right, well, with Casey at 11,
that's pretty low.
Yeah, that's pretty low, and these fetch lands aren't. What on earth is that?
That's the Cycle Mill 4.
But what
triple blue?
What happens when 13? It's like, okay, so it's 13 when you cast.
And I think that was off Shelldock.
Yeah. I don't think. I think so. That's the rest of Joe's library right there. So, we're not gonna get a. Yeah, we're not gonna get another turn.
Yeah, all right.
Yeah, I think Joe just needed one more turn there to play the Lord and attack him for lethal. But yeah, Mill just does that sometimes.
I think Mill was on the play too, so that definitely had a bit of a say in the match, in the game at least.
Just ban Ruin Crab.
Yeah, I mean it's fine. You know, like Cascade decks get 8 Cascaders, and then Mill gets 8.
Yeah, no
crabs. You know, it's
fine. I'm just gonna pair into it later tonight, and then be upset about it, but it's fine.
Yeah, a lot of decks have 2 cards that do the similar thing that make it 8 copies, basically, right?
Yes.
Like Hammer has steel, pure steel and Sigarda's Aid.
Yes, yeah, there definitely needs to be that degree of redundancy with those kind of decks where once you get 8 copies of a card, that's what really opens certain archetypes up.
Amulet has like 12 amulets.
Amulet has like 16 amulets.
It's not 16, is it? It's Sagas, the amulets themselves, and then Mycosynth Gardens now.
Yeah, okay.
And then
they
used to play Trinket Mage.
That deck used to play Trinket Mage?
Hell yeah, dude.
Oh, I do not remember that.
That was a while ago. It was bad. It was before Saga, man.
I mean, then you could just T West for Saga too. That's probably a line you don't want to take.
I've never done that. But it could come up though.
You could T West for Saga. You could. Does the deck still play map?
Yeah.
Yeah. So you just map for Saga. Too.
Oh yeah,
that does it.
True.
So.
Amulet's great at like finding a thing that finds you a thing to get the thing that you actually need.
This is very true. Yes.
I think that's partly why people call it a toolbox deck instead of a combo deck, because it kind of just finds everything and then everything finds everything. But
yeah, the fact that you can just regardless of what your draws are, you search up T West and then T West finds you literally.
Oh yeah.
It finds you your engineered explosive. It finds you your Pact of Negation.
It finds, nowadays.
Finds you
Cavern of Souls.
Yeah. Either pacts of
pacts. Yeah, people are playing Pact of Negation
or Pact of Negation. Yeah. All right, so Joe's gonna, I would think, mulligan for a either really fast beatdown hand or a hand where we can reliably combo off. I really don't think settling into the more mid-range plan that this deck can kind of pull off is really where he wants to be.
I mean, he's definitely boarding into Thoughtseizes. So
Oh,
that
for sure.
that might give him a
That's
chance to
true.
play the mid range game. But like we saw last game, he kind of just didn't apply enough pressure
Yeah.
um super early, but
Mhm.
he was just a turn away, I think.
Does the Goblins deck play something like a fatal push, or are they just relying on like munitions expert to get rid of these crap?
I think there might be fatal pushes in the sideboard.
Okay.
I know it's 4 munitions experts, and then Joe's also playing the unsummoned goblin that I name is escaping me. It's a very obscure goblin, but
The only ones I ever remember are the Trash Master because it just destroyed
Trash
me.
Master is pretty good. Yeah,
Yeah.
there's
Wait, I mean,
Crater Maker
obviously-
as well.
Oh yes, Crater. Well, it's always you needle one they don't have, right?
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
I
Oh,
needle
yeah.
Crater. I needle Trash Master, and then they play Crater Maker to remove my
Right.
needle, and then they cast Trash Master.
I feel like you should generally name Trash Master
Oh,
because
for sure. For sure.
because Crater Maker has to sack itself.
Yes, it's definitely Trash Master is definitely the more
Because Trash Master is just
more
tap
screwed.
destroy target artifact, right?
it's 1 in sack, I think.
1 in sack.
Goblin Trash Master,
Yeah,
right?
just type in Trash Master. We already got it.
Yeah, I think it's 1 in sack. Oh no, it's just sacrifice. Okay. Yeah, I think Crater Maker is 1 in
It's
sack.
1 in sack. Yeah.
This one is sacrifice a goblin. Yeah.
Pretty good card.
Yeah.
Definitely gone up in price. I didn't know that card was $4.
Yeah. I imagine it was something that like, before the goblins deck really picked up in popularity. I'm sure it was a $1 card or something.
Or 2, I would imagine. Artifacts are
Who knows?
Yeah.
Who knows, man? I've been venturing into my into Commander a little bit recently with my Pioneer deck, just playing a bunch of big fat Commander idiots.
The Dramokas.
Yeah, Dragon Lord Dramoka and Zakama and Elder Gargaroth.
Oh, nice. I didn't know Elder Gargaroth was in the
Oh yeah. You can't try attacking with a Thalia Guardian of
Oh,
Three,
yeah,
with
that-
an Elder Gargaroth.
poses mono white.
Oh yeah.
And so Joe leading on tapped non-fetch source, which is good. Don't have to expose ourselves to an archive trap. And get to play a Snoop on turn 2.
All right, yeah. So
I'm guessing we're just revealing Snoop, casting Snoop off of the Auntie's Hovel.
yes, I would think so. Okay, and that's munitions expert. So
It's not a bad one.
yeah, certainly not a bad one. Looks like Casey does have a crab, so I'm a little interested, and that was not our draw for the turn, so I'm a little curious. Played on 1 there, because it.
Oh well, he would have to shock, right? I think he played Watergrave tapped.
I suppose, but I would think you would want to open up like the line where you draw another of your 7 other crabs and just slam the second one and then play a land for mill 6.
Snoop having a real downside here because Casey just gets to see what's on top of Joe's library.
Oh, for sure.
And he saw the munitions expert, and that was reason enough for him to mill 3, and it hit 2 other good goblins.
Yeah,
and now with the matron on top, that's probably also going to leave.
Yeah, this allowing Casey to play the Lantern control game.
Basically, which is pretty strong. Blood Crypt and Cavernous Souls, so Mog Fanatic on top.
Yeah, not exactly the activated ability you want Snoop to have.
I mean, if Casey blocks, Joe could just sack the Snoop.
That's true.
If he has like a backup Snoop.
That's true. With this crab out, it's gonna be tough for Joe to find an opening to and there's the push. You probably
Yeah, just sack it.
just
Go to face, yeah.
Yeah, sack it face there. All right. So now we're drawing the Fanatic.
And who's back
All right,
up?
we've got it. We've got a Snoop.
With Slinging on top, so we have a similar sort of deal.
All right.
Where we can
just gotta. All right, so we've got Sling Gang on top, and okay, we do have a land drop. I do think Casey missed a land.
Oh,
maybe
he's
not.
on.
Maybe not.
I think Joe missed a land drop. Actually,
Is that Harbinger?
that is a Harbinger on top. Actually,
Okay, so this could be.
Well, he's got to draw the Harbinger.
Yeah, this is very true. Depending on when Casey chooses to fire off this Field of Ruin, I mean, also it could be something if do you because Joe has missed land drops, do you just let him draw that and say, okay, play a third land?
Yeah. If he doesn't have the land, if he didn't have the land last turn, he probably doesn't have it this turn.
Right.
But also it does open up options like surgical extraction.
Opens up, yeah, surgical extraction. Also bold to dare Joe to play land when the deck plays things like Skirk Prospector when you don't necessarily need that third land. But it looks like we are firing off this Field of Ruin here.
Probably just find a mountain.
Does it have play slots?
I think one. Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, I guess you do. Yeah, you probably do want to be able to operate under Blood Moon.
There's not too many black cards, but a lot of sideboard stuff. So if you're looking to like Thoughtseize,
that's fair.
Like a Rhino deck or something, like they might have Blood Moon.
Yeah.
In afterboard still.
Yeah, that's got to be a horrendous matchup.
Just all the Furies.
Four main deck Furies,
they're them though. I think they're down to 2 Furies, and they're on like Murktides now. Is what the most recent challenge list was.
Crazy.
So might be
Rhinos players are just built different, man.
Yeah, I mean, I'm glad they're playing Murktide instead of Become Events.
Yeah, I could definitely see getting got by that card.
So Rudva Horde Master is coming down for Joe. That's going to be the new Lord from Dominaria United.
I'm gonna be honest. If I'm Joe, I'm not sure I want to be drawing a bunch of cards here off of Horde Master. Although it does, obviously it buffs your stuff. So it makes the beatdown plan more real. But this is something where if this creature dying trigger gets a lot of value for Joe, that could end up going back to bite him.
Yeah, and we seem to get hit by an archive trap here too.
Yeah, all right.
Yeah, with an anti-self on top, that's a second archive trap. A lot of searching going on for Joe here, and it's not the matchup you want to be seeing.
Yeah, this is just a tough one for sure. These small creature decks, Chalice on zero, a lot of. Okay,
Fury on top to take care of the crab.
That's yeah.
And then, as long as we still have Kiki one Kiki and one Sling Gang in the deck, we can win.
This yes.
But we do need at least one of those. I think we're gonna take a quick look. Maybe just for surgical extraction's sake, or we're gonna get a count for library. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, I think.
Now do we think Joe is playing 60 cards?
He could have beefed it up and not trimmed stuff, just put stuff in.
Yeah, that's definitely that's definitely a strategy that I've employed as the Hammer player, is board up to 74 cards.
74. You only leave one card out.
I'm trying to think. There is definitely maybe I'm just thinking of when I played this deck with Luris, but I feel like there was something that I wasn't bringing in recently. Maybe it was 75, but I've definitely varied up my plan here, because it does feel pretty bad to draw something like a Drannith Magistrate against your mill player.
So it looks like Cavern might be getting searched. Oh no, Soul Guide Lantern is just going to take out the Cavern.
Okay.
So not a huge deal there. Going to be another Fury. All these cards do get revealed because of the Snoop, one by one.
Bunch of... What on earth is that card?
That's the Jace.
Oh, okay, just another variation of the Jace printing. Okay.
Yeah, the like black and white Phyrexian version.
Yep.
I think Joe's dead.
He's got to be, right?
Oh no, he's only milling 3, and then I'm pretty sure it says Casey gets to recall. With Snoop on Harbinger on top, it's still no third land.
Well, I mean,
I think that's 2 Harbingers in hand now. Yeah, for Joe.
So, does Joe still have the Killen left in his deck? Is the question.
With that second
slinging down,
I think one has already been milled.
Yeah, so probably not.
Well, he can't sack. He can still attack. You can make a bunch of
Sure, yeah, you
a
could,
bunch of snoops.
but then that requires you to pass the turn and then do it in your end step, right? I don't think Joe's getting that much.
Probably not. It looks like there's a fatal push in hit for
No,
Casey
yeah,
too.
okay. So Casey's just, I think Casey has.
I think this one's locked up.
Yeah. All right, so let's get 11 Mog Fanatic triggers here. No, just one.
Get a ringleader
Yeah, you
exile that we can't cast.
Yeah, yeah.
I guess if there's a Kiki on top with this Snoop in play,
yeah,
we can start doing some things. No,
yeah,
that's
a pathway. Man, this pathway's getting modern play.
On this deck, yeah, I
You
think that's
maybe,
the only.
Yeah, maybe you just need that many untapped dual lands.
You just don't want to run too many fetches if you don't have to, and I think he's only on the 4 Bloodstained Mires.
Okay. I mean, I would assume the deck runs Blacklight.
I don't think so. Because like you're playing cards at a 4 or 5 CMC. Like you're definitely trying to play like a bit of a longer game.
I guess.
There's one.
There's
Kiki.
the Kiki. Yeah,
There's
I mean that's
Kikis.
just
That
the whole
should be.
deck. It's just the
really one card.
Yeah, Joe running into a tough buzzsaw here with Mill.
Yeah, not a matchup anyone really wants to see.
Yeah, even if you are playing a deck that doesn't get preyed on it too much, who wants to play against Mill?
No Emrakul on the sideboard either.
Yep, no Emrakul.
Even if there was one, both of the Soul Guides. Are doing a good enough job of keeping that in check. But it looks like Casey's going to take this match 2-0. With a pretty swift display of milling cards.
Yeah.
The game one was pretty close. I think if Joe was on the play, he might have gotten that one. But
yeah.
Just not being able to find a third land. For many turns, if Joe drew a land, I'm pretty sure he would have been able to combo him out. But Casey being able to do the lantern control style of things.
Stumbling on lands and the blue burn deck getting there.
Yeah.
So yep. All right. Well, that's round 1. Taking for Goblin 2.
No, still have a decent amount of time left, so might find another match. But if not, we'll see you guys for round number 2. here for round number 2, Chupacabra Games Monday Modern. We've got the points league in effect this week. And in place of Adam, I'm joined by Joe in the booth.
Hello, hello.
We just saw Joe lose to Mill on camera last round and was rightfully rewarded with a bye.
Yep. Very tight, interactive games. We both did a lot.
They were close, kind of.
The matchup is just two ships sailing by each other, and whoever draws the cannonballs to shoot each other wins.
Just explode. Drag race as fast as possible, basically.
Yeah.
And so, two pretty popular players we see here on camera. We've got Aiden, who's been picking up Amulet Titan recently, and Adam, who has been playing Hammer for quite some time now. Not a matchup Adam's super fond of. I know he is not the biggest fan of Arboreal Grazer. But on the flip side of things, I think Aiden couldn't be more stoked for a matchup like this. And Adam is a pretty good Hammer pilot, so I think out of most Hammer matchups, this is still going to be difficult for Aiden. Adam's going to make it just about as hard as possible. But didn't get a great look at who won the die roll, but I
believe Adam will be going first.
Okay. He's resolving his mulligans. Looks like Aiden
went to 6.
He went to 6?
Yep.
Oh.
Both on 6.
You're right. Adam is starting us off with an Esper Sentinel, so already off to good start. Adam.
Good against Amulet.
Yeah. Aiden just gotta let Adam draw the card here, as the amulet is about as important as the card is to Adam, so kind of a essential part of the Amulet Titan deck.
Saga, Sigarda's Aid,
Hammer,
yeah,
Kraken for 11. I mean, Adam couldn't really ask for a better start.
Turn 2, take 11. Here we go. Can he kill him?
On turn 2? I mean,
he has a bounce land and he has an Azusa in hand,
and
so
a Grazer, I think.
Anything is possible.
Do we have a Titan, though?
I cannot tell.
I don't think so.
Arboreal.
There's 2 bounce lands, 2 Grazers, and a Zeus. I think we. Oh wait, no, I think that is a Summoner's Pact. I think if he has 2 Grazers, he can actually pull off a Titan here. But because Sunhome's already in play, and we don't have double Amulet, I don't think we can kill. But we should present a board that makes us not die.
Yeah.
So we have 2 land drops now. I'm going to show Adam the other bounce land.
What's what? Yep.
And go up to 3 mana now, still having another land drop. This is how we get to 5. Replay Sunhome. And just pass. Okay. So next turn. It looks like he does just have the Titan in hand and not a second Grazer. I think. Or maybe it's packed Titan bounce land.
Yeah, no, he has another bounce land. And then 2 more.
Titan. Okay. Yeah. So he's not dead.
Shadow Spear.
Yeah.
That could do a lot of work.
Saga's on 2, thankfully.
Yeah. He's not.
Imagine if Saga had read ahead.
You would never see it make mana. It would just come in
just
and
immediately sack for a hammer.
Yeah. This is a 1/1 or a 2/2?
1/2.
1/2. Even worse.
Well,
so that's 5 damage, extra damage he needs. If he has trample.
Yeah, I don't think he's gonna get that. And if Adam attacks, which he should, the Grazer's just gonna bite the dust, I feel like. Zeus is way too powerful.
Just a flash Shadow Spear doesn't kill?
I mean, if he's got a Shadow Spear,
oh yeah,
even just gaining the 12 life is probably good enough. As only having 1 amulet for Aiden, I think is gonna restrict what he can actually do next turn. but he'll at least be able to haste a Titan, and I think he can. Yeah, if Azusa lives, he can just keep Sunhome untapped, and deal 16.
Like,
Yeah, I'm planning this turn out pretty careful. It looks like Stoneforge Mystic,
yeah.
and then Shadow Spear. It's got to be right.
Yes.
Because I think Aiden can only deal 16 damage. Unless we draw another amulet. If we draw another amulet, I think Adam's done. Right? I know Adam's done. So I think Shadow Spear's got to be your best bet here. I see it at the top of his deck here. I'm still tanking on it. I can't imagine a Cauldra that you can't put into play this second is better than a Shadow Spear.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
All right. After thinking long and hard, we did grab us a Shadow Spear. Attack for 11. And it's game one for, so Aiden really doesn't have too much interaction, period.
Just the sage use.
This is 11. It could be put up to 12. And
Let's see if Azusa die.
Well, I think he has to because this is 12 and he's at 9.
Yeah. Wow.
So yeah, Aiden's not going to even be able to cast a Titan unless we draw Amulet. Or Azusa.
Oh,
And it was neither of those. And we will scoop him up. Adam taking a quick game one here. I think that's really how he's going to steal these games.
It has to be a turn one
Yeah.
idiot into turn two equip a hammer, or
Right.
else it's gonna be tough.
And even then, you
It's
can't
not-
you can't really do that as much in the sideboarded games
Yeah.
because of force.
You have to hold up blacksmith skill or whatever, or else you can just get blown out.
Yeah. Yeah, so I think Amulet really gets favored having those Force of Vigor, Beseju draws from, and Explosives, it looks like, from the sideboarded games, and Adams did do well. I mean, that is how you win this matchup, is winning the die roll.
What's
killing it.
Haywire Might?
Yep.
Though that messes up Amulet's pretty tough with Saga, right?
Oh yeah. I'm not sure. Did we see one from Adam?
I would assume maybe he's playing one. I don't know.
You have to be on a
Is it
Temple
green?
Garden. It is green
Oh,
to
okay.
activate. So usually
Maybe
they're
not.
on Temple Garden, but they have Drone.
Yeah.
So
But he also has marches and stuff like that too. So
yeah, March is one of the best answers to Saga because you can just do it before the trigger even resolves and can even
Yeah.
make mana.
just murder an amulet.
Yeah. Murder an amulet, pitch a bunch of white cards, kill Titan.
Yeah.
Possible. So Eden, I don't think he's bringing in Pact of Negation, but I saw him move them to the front of the deck, or the front of his sideboard. So it'd be interesting to see how that plays out. I think if
Brings one.
yeah, if both players are like turboing out their draws, then I think that's good. But
But
I
you
feel
just
like,
need one turn,
yeah,
or to stop a blacksmith skill.
right, and then just untap win
Yeah.
or
Untap pay.
untap pay. Yeah, you could still, depending on what your board's looking like.
Yeah.
I feel like the reason Amulet's good in this matchup is because it's also a drag race, but Amulet is just allowed to like set up, and Adam or Hammer can't really do much about it. Whereas like if Hammer tries to set up, Amulet will just interact.
Yeah.
So Aiden gets a chance to be on the play now, which will make Adam's Esper Sentinels a lot worse. That gives him a chance to put down a Grazer. Taking that hit of 11 too honestly mattered a lot.
Oh yeah.
Not having the Grazer in play just yet.
You got to play Amulet first, just in case.
It is better.
Yeah.
Most of the time, it is better. Yeah, it looks like a bunch of land sprayed in there, so he immediately ships that one back. Adam's taking a think on his right here. He's been thinking a while, so I think it's safe to say that he's keeping this one. Just give Aiden a chance to shuffle here and take a look at a fresh new set of 7 and put one of them back, hopefully. But maybe it's definitely a deck that can function if you can mold a 5. When we see Grazer plus green sources, it's good enough for me. I think Force of Vigor as well.
The Beseiju?
Yeah, Beseiju, Grazer, Azusa, Force. 2 Azusas, I think. Yeah, pitch one of them. It's a pretty good hand.
They have a second
Microsoft
land.
Garden as well, yeah.
Oh.
And so you might have to play the Beseiju, but
No.
no
This
way.
is not good enough.
That hand looked good. Like you
It's
just need
good
you
at
just need
stopping, but it's not good at doing anything after.
Yeah, but I mean you got Grazer. Grazer buys a lot of time, I feel like. And the deck just needs to draw lands, and you're playing like 30 plus lands, so you're gonna draw lands.
If I had an amulet, maybe for sure.
Maybe.
Then I'd risk it, but he will just want something more explosive.
I mean, for his game on the play, that makes sense, I guess. I just you can function by going lower on cards, but I don't think you ever really want to. And that hand was keepable, and I feel like you're gonna end up having hands like these
Amulet, bounce land,
that just
land.
don't function. Actually, no, this looks better than I thought. I thought there were multiple colorless lands here, but it looks like it's just Slayers. And he's not putting the Slayers back.
He needs to use it to cast the amulet. He doesn't have another
Is there not another land? Oh, his Talaria West is the other land. You're right. He might just have to not play Amulet on
He
one.
does
Yeah.
get rid of. Oh,
Yeah.
bounce land, pick it up, pass. Let's go.
I've definitely seen it on Moto. I've never seen it in paper. I mean, this is fine, right? We get to play Amulet next turn. Hopefully, it doesn't get spell pierced. Okay, yeah. Oh man,
Yeah,
2 Ornithopters. Wow, that actually is pretty rough. Force of Vigor would have been pretty good here, homicide.
Amulet, Grazer. Pick up Talaria West.
I think he picked up a Growth Chamber too, so we might see Growth Chamber instead of Sanctuary. Just for the blue. Or not.
Nope.
Pick up 2 Asteroid. They're really doing it.
Replay
They really
the
do be high
Talaria.
roll.
Wow.
It should be untapped, right?
Yes. With what's in his hand, though.
I think with what's in the deck, it doesn't matter with 1 blue. I guess Dismember, actually,
Yeah.
that is pretty important. Now Adam just doesn't have to play around Dismember. Which I don't think would stop him too much. Yeah, last game we saw Adam high roll pretty hard, and this round we saw Eden low roll, which is kind of a high roll for Adam.
Yeah.
I would say.
Attack, double hammer. Let's go. Nope. Stoneforge. I'm guessing.
I feel like they always got Stoneforge.
I heard they play a couple of those.
Card's pretty good. Probably just find a hammer, right?
Yeah.
Honestly, like, it's not easy for Amulet to out Cauldra game 1, but game 2, Dismember's like the perfect answer, so. That might not even be in the deck anymore. We will block. Okay.
No mutagenic growth.
Nice.
Good.
Surviving.
Souza, bounce lands, nothing.
And Azusa.
Oh, he does have a Summoner's Pact as his last card. So
Yeah,
we're gonna see a
alright.
Titan finally.
2 and 3. Summoner's Pacts, no Esper Sentinels to trigger, no mana to interact from Adam either. Summoner's Pact will resolve. Almost certainly going to find a Primeval Titan here.
Yep.
There we go, the 6 mana giant. All that floating mana will be spent to cast, and we're going to go right back in. Probably just find Slayers, Boros Garrison. I mean, Adam's shields are down.
Yep.
And then we'll get to find maybe. Well, we have a Growth Chamber in hand. I would have really wanted to keep the Growth Chamber in play, and I think it was possible. Just because the blue for
Just last turn, if you would have played that
instead of Sanctuary.
Yeah.
So now we're gonna pick up T West, get haste, attack for 8. Trigger the boy. And we could, find a blue source. And if we had another blue source, we would have already been able to skip a step there.
He's
But
just
now
gonna
we just
make
can
a
hold up the
Beseiju.
Seiju, yeah. So a mistake that might cost Aiden a land drop, and typically those can lead to bigger problems. But with an Azusa in play, we might be all right. Having the second blue in hand is fine. And having a Beseiju right now is huge. So
But blacksmith skill exists.
I mean, we could just take out Sigardizade now.
Yeah.
That like ramps Adam though. I'm not sure if Aiden wants that. But it would certainly just get rid of the Sigardizade.
Soaking up 2 damage.
Oh yeah, I guess. Adam's
Paradise
going up
Mantle.
Paradise Mantle? Okay.
Okay.
Well, that's gonna allow
Tapping
him
it
to
for
make
mana.
a color. Does he have path?
And
he's a sword.
let's
Oh my
go.
god.
Yeah. So the Beseiju for the hammer to then get a land. If he has second hammer in his hand, now it gets interesting.
Well, he doesn't have mana?
He will with this land that he gets. off of
Oh
Beseiju.
my god. How many hammers can he have in his hand this early? He's only had a couple draw steps.
Nope, does not. Will soak
He
up.
does get a Temple Garden though, so I think you were right about the Haywire Might.
Yeah.
What if Adam just has a hammer now?
It won't do too much. Because without double Ornithopter,
Oh,
they're not getting through.
We lost a boy, yeah.
Yeah. Adam for turn.
Adam will have another hammer next turn though off the Saga.
Yep. Draws a card. Is there a path here?
It's like a second Sigardizade was drawn.
What is that?
Springleaf Drum.
Ah. Does not look like a drum whatsoever. Looks like a cube.
Yeah, is that one of those new Brothers War old
Fancy
orders?
ones,
Yeah.
Pays for Summer's Pact.
Nice. I guess the double blue won't come up yet. It actually is better that he has it in his hand now.
Well, there's one on the field, one in hand, yeah.
Right. Because now he has multiple land drops. I was thinking of last game where we didn't have to pact.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, Aiden's probably just going to double strike here, so I think you're right. He might not be able to untap next turn. Yeah, Adam has already had a few key pieces of interaction and setup, so having a path would be, I think, unlikely. We'll see what Aiden chooses to get off of the Titan here if he's allowed to get an attack trigger, but I think that's a good place to start. Oh, it looks like he has Sunhome in hand already, so he might have to use one of his land drops just to get the combo land in play. I think Aiden deciding if he wants to transmute now, but he's not left with much mana if he does that. I think he would have exactly enough to cast a Titan and then not be able to give it haste. So at that point, why waste all your mana?
Just to go to attacks.
Yeah.
Make another Titan.
Find another Besaging.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think you just T-West next turn, and then I might not even have to do that. I would just play Sunhome. Go to combat. I think that's where you start. And he's gonna play Simic Growth Chamber. So we have 4 mana floating.
Yep. Transmute.
Float a green, probably. Could find a Pact Negation, too. Yeah, he did bring it in. Yeah, I think we're just grabbing Summoner's Pact here. He might be thinking about Cultivator Colossus, it looks like. But I think we only have a couple lands in hand, so that seems a little too risky.
Well, if he plays it after attack trigger,
There could be more lands that just get bounced to hand.
Yeah.
Yeah. But then we're wasting a green mana if we do it like this.
nope, just Titan.
So using the floating green, that last land drop.
Grab another green bounce and besage you.
Yeah.
And pray.
Yeah, definitely Simic Growth Chamber beside you. Not much else we can hold up, so I think we do what we can. This is pretty fine play. I think just going to combat gives you a little bit more information. And you're still like able, even if Adam has a path, you're still able to just play a Titan after the fact and with even more mana up. I mean, Adam could have a path here and then a path next turn, or a Shadow Spear plus
Shadow Spear Hammer.
multiple hammers, maybe.
He gets one off the Saga next turn. He forgot to take the die up. Will we be seeing another bounce land besage? Is he playing 3? Yes.
Yeah, 3 or 4 is pretty typical these days for Titan sideboards, I feel like.
Now I don't think it's possible for Hammer to get through this. He has 2 cards in hand.
Yeah, like he could get a Pithing Needle, but then one of the cards isn't a hammer or a Shadow Spear.
Yeah. Could also just besage you the Saga. Don't even give him a chance to search.
True, yeah. Don't even give him the option of one of the 1-drops.
Strokes 2, takes 4, goes to 10. Game plan here is to play a triple strip mine. Blow up the green sources, win the game.
Yeah, I mean, not sure we're gonna do that in this format. Yeah, at this point, Adam, I don't think has any outs. Just because there's two 6/6s in play, I cannot imagine he can get out of this.
If he can
Especially
kill
after-
them though, after that, Aiden's kind of out of juice. I think he's out of.
He doesn't have any other
No
Tanks
summoners
or
packs,
anything,
no
yeah.
creatures. The Talaria list is gone.
right.
We just need to figure out how to kill some Titans.
I mean, Path of Exile is a start. It's just
Mm.
we need multiple. Maybe Adam has one already. He's halfway there. Takes up Saga to 3.
Makes a construct. Yes. Now if he needles here. Yep. Needle on Beseju. Now I think he has a chance. He has to have Shadow Sphere
Plus hammer.
plus hammer or a Cauldron and a hammer.
We can't even put Cauldron into play. Like, we're just not living.
If he plays a land, he can put Cauldron into play with a Spring Leaf.
Oh, you're right. We haven't played land yet.
Yep, land for turn. No,
Second
another
Cigar Zade,
Zade,
that's
now look him
not-
up.
Yeah, there's only one card left in Adam's hand. I guess if it's a hammer, you don't immediately die.
No.
I do like Besejuing the Saga as well. Like, it would have negated the construct
And get rid of
potential
the
for
needle.
Pithing Needle. Yeah,
Yeah.
like, because like you're gonna use the Beseju to blow up a hammer anyways.
Mhm.
And this just gives him more outs. I guess Adam relying on the fact that Aiden might not play perfectly. And in some world there might be a way to victory here, but
With both Titans having double strike now, though,
I don't know if both can get.
he can't. He has 2 more land drops after this. He can give one double
Oh,
strike.
pick it up,
bounce,
play it again. Yeah.
Play him. Yeah.
If we don't have red white though,
Oh yeah.
we don't have double red white.
Just give 1+2.
Give him one piece, then yeah, instead of double strike. This is still 14, so we're gonna have to block some way with Adam's side of things.
He has another red land. And a white
Red
land.
and white
There we
to
go.
give double strike to one of them. So Adam has to have a path here, basically.
Yep.
Has to have a path on the one that gives double strike. And we have 1, 2, 3, 4 artifacts. So the construct's a 4/4. We wouldn't die either. And then if we untap, we still need to deal with both Titans. I guess if we have a hammer, if Adam's last card is hammer, then it makes the construct of 15/15, which will survive the first wave of first strike.
And kill the Titan.
Right. And then we can untap find a path. Or another hammer. There might not be any Talaria Wests. Or no, he's only used one, so
Yep.
Okay, yeah, that'll do it.
Yeah, it's nothing.
So Adam playing to all of his outs there, and I think he was closer than we initially thought. Just needed one very
One
good
piece of
draw off the
removal.
top, yeah. And with Hammer Time being a deck that doesn't see many cards, basically just praying that the top of your deck is the card you need. But it's definitely possible. But they are going to go into game 3 now with Adam back on the play, which is right where he wants to be.
I don't know if you want to chump with the Ornithopters in that game.
In the beginning, yeah.
Yeah, because the 4 points alive don't matter, because if Titan's going to kill you, they're going to kill you.
For the most part, yeah.
And then
Just having
2 flying attackers, that means if he has the Arboreal Grazer,
yeah,
you just hammer the one that gets through. And,
just sneak 10 damage in.
yeah. I think that's more important than not taking 2 damage.
Yeah, what did he block with it?
The first one he blocked and tried to do the Paradox Mantle hammer play, but then Aiden had to mistake you.
Yeah.
But then the second one he just blocked for 2 damage.
Yeah, okay. No, Hammer switched more towards like having Spell Pierces or Teferi main deck, and then having Haywire Might off of Horizon Canopy or Temple Garden. But of course, people can still play Reality Chip. It's just, I think more commonly you're going to see the Spell Pierces and Blacksmith skills.
This is not the matchup to be playing a Reality Chip. That is for certain.
This is true. Maybe not even Cauldron or Metal Cyst. Just strictly going for the hammer, a quick hammer plane.
Hammer, Shadow Spear, Prey. And Needle is a massive card in that.
Needle is big, yeah. Even just cutting off Talaria West, but mostly just Besaiding. So Pact Negation, Titan, green, black, bounce lane.
Amulet, has an amulet.
Yeah. I don't think he has a turn 1 amulet though, does he?
No.
So he decides to send it back. Adam appears to be keeping 7.
So Aiden's gonna have to be looking for a Force of Vigor here. If not, I think just about everything else is gonna be too slow. Dismember might be okay, but unless he has a turn 1 Dismember, it's just gets blown out by a hammer.
Or just Blacksmith skill, Spell Pierce.
Does Blacksmith give Hexproof?
Hexproof and Indestructible. And then if it's an artifact creature, it gets bigger.
Why does it need both?
I don't know. Why is that card a common? So Explore, Grazer, Gardens, and some other green cards.
Basic Forest.
So I will make it so.
There's a Grazer. That's gonna
Grazer's pretty
good
good
enough.
Yeah.
Turn 1, Cigardo's Aid. Okay. A little bit slower, but
Yes. Why is Modern Horizons 2? Grazer into Garden. And then I don't think we have Amulet, but maybe there's a Besage Dismember one other card in hand for Aiden. And Azusa. Okay. So we need a few more pieces possibly. Yeah.
Okay, that's
might not actually do much here though. If Aiden did find a bounce land, so we get to play Azusa this turn, and then bounce land plus another land. He gets to develop.
Yeah.
Second Garden's pretty big.
What's that land do?
Mycosynth Garden. So you can pay X and tap it, and it becomes a copy of target artifact with CMC X.
So it turns
So it
into
turns into
an
an
amulet.
And it taps for colorless, and then it also has a colorless tap at a mana of any color. But mostly just makes more amulets.
Has the extra 2 land drops, but not. Could he have held up a Seiju if he has a Seiju? He played Mycosynth for turn, played Bounce Land,
and then replayed.
No, he couldn't have. He could have only picked up 1 land.
Oh, because he had to play. Yeah. Oh, he is holding up a Seiju.
It just costs 1. Oh,
yeah.
This is a legendary.
Yep.
Massive.
Yeah, that's huge. Better than Dryad sometimes. Definitely better at setting up, but I think Dryad gives the deck a lot more lines. There's a hammer.
Yep.
Gonna try to equip. Probably just take out the hammer.
Dismember, I think.
Dismember you use first, and then it's just because he has no mana up. So equip trigger on the stack. Oh no, he is using Beseiju. I don't like that at all.
Yeah, you give him another land.
You just don't
now
have
if he has
to.
double
Now,
hammer.
Oh, that too. This is just the worst of the scenarios, I think, because if you Dismember's probably not going to have another.
Or even just hammer Shadow Spear here would be massive.
Also, that creature's just annoying. Like I'd want to get rid of that creature.
Yeah.
And Dismember does both.
He has another hammer in hand, I believe.
Right, because if you get rid of the creature, then Adam has Ink Moth, but he has to spend a mana to
Oh,
activate
that's a
it.
giver.
Yeah.
Okay.
Now Dismember gets even more dead. Looks like he has Pure Steel in hand as well.
Plays nothing and passes. Drew a red-white bounce land for turn. And is holding up a Dismember. And the giver is now active.
Right, so you can only target Giver basically.
Which
it's something. It's a creature, but
he targets giver and then it just gets a bammer on it, and it's like, what?
We're still 1 mana off. Having the Boros bounce land in play isn't awful, but then we don't have a way to make more mana.
Just passes.
Wow. Draws another bounce land. You might as well get one of these in play. I think you would it's only yours.
Yours, yeah. I was about to say, are we about to see a Haywire Might on
was-
Haywire Might
yeah.
action? Hammer coming off the Stoneforge, 1 mana here. He had a Shadow Spear in hand, not a hammer. So we're about to see nothing happen. Okay.
Interesting sort of stalemate here for both players. I mean, that's what happens when there's 30 plus lands in your deck. You will draw lands.
This game will be coming to an end very soon, though.
Yeah. One way or another, there is only 6 minutes left on the clock.
Yeah. If there's a second land here, we can get a little Ink Moth crazy.
True. The giver is huge.
Yeah.
Still having Haywire Might is also big because
as soon as an amulet comes down, it dies.
It's gone, yeah. there is an amulet, but
Just a pass again.
I mean,
Insane.
Aiden's also not casting any spells, so
Sure.
Adam has to be fearing for the worst, I would imagine. Amulet, pass back. See if Adam pulls the trigger on the Haywire Might. What's in Cauldron?
Oh,
So Cauldron did stay in.
yeah.
That Dismember is looking good, but like
Not against the Giver and a Hammer.
Colorless. You give the creature protector from colorless. It falls off the eyes.
but Dismember is a black spell.
Yeah.
You are right though. It would fall off. Bessenger wouldn't have done much else here either. But I think Adam does have a pure steel in hand, right? So getting rid of the hammer itself may have been the correct play. Adam's like 5 cards.
And one of them's a Hammer. Like,
It's hammer, pure steel paladin, I think a second cigar disease.
is it time to just get crazy?
Maybe with Cauldra. I mean, Caudra's not going to be blocked.
No.
I think he's being a little too passive. I mean, Aiden's going to draw a spell eventually.
And as soon as the Titan deck draws a Titan, like,
There's not much Adam can do to stop, yeah. Especially since Aiden isn't relying super heavy on this amulet, and he can just make more.
Yeah.
He can make 2 by sacrificing his lands, but he can make 2.
oh, you have to sack the land to make a copy?
No, but
Oh.
it stops being a land, so.
Sure.
Bottleneck one of his cards might be a blackness next skill. That's why he's reluctant to do it. You might want to try to kill him with equal.
Right. Just all in one go.
Yeah.
While that Grazer's still here, though, he'll be short. Yeah.
Probably.
He knows he has a Hammer.
I mean, he has Giver too. You could just give Pro Green. And then if you have Blacksmith skill, then you're probably fine. But at that rate, you're playing around so many things. I think you just need to start attacking.
I think you should start attacking with the
100%, yeah.
This is the turn of
Right. I think that's Adam's fear, but here's a hammer on the Cauldron. That's 15. Yeah, I think he was just waiting for access to more mana, like. And now with the Cauldron, he can freely attack with that and have other creatures back. Shadow Spear. So 16 damage, gaining 16 life as well.
Yeah.
Making it harder for Aiden to one-shot him. Harder, but not impossible. If Aiden has 3 amulets, and he does have a bounce on in hand, so if he has 3 amulets, draws a Titan, the game is over. He can make 2 more Titans. Yeah, okay.
So you only have, he ends the turn with 1 amulet instead of 2.
So you guys have still have 2.
No,
He
because the
could-
first one fizzles because the,
But now he has a hand.
Oh, it says none. Okay. But it's a copy. Right, so he couldn't have made 1, he kills 1 amulet, makes another amulet?
yeah, so he ends with 1, he'd have to pay 1 again to make
Yeah.
another,
He-
a copy of the copy,
He had the mana.
but they were tapped.
Oh,
he copied one, he blew it up. Then the second one
did
in
he-
response,
Did he use the mana?
yeah, the second one in response
Oh.
copied it before it got blown.
So we just needed to not tap.
Well, he had to tap the first one on end step to copy it, right?
Yeah.
So in response, haywire.
In response, make another one.
Yeah.
Can Microsoft Gardens? Yes, he can. So he still has to do it. He doesn't have to.
Yeah. This is enough to if he had a Titan, which I think he does.
Yeah, I told you. He swings, he rips it.
Yeah.
But can one Titan with 2 amulets do 35?
I think so. This is where I want Dryad in the deck because it
Yeah,
would not be
Valakut
hard.
just makes it.
So we're about to go to time, and it's definitely going to be turn 0 for Aiden, but we make 4 here using the growth chamber as well. We get to 6. Cast Titan. I think we have to tap that. Yeah, okay, there we go. So now we get layers. No, we get growth chamber Telaria West that gives us 2, 4, 6. And we
Cast
go to
another
2,
Titan,
play
bounce.
another land, go back up to 6, and then we get 2 Titans. We can give them both haste. No.
Yeah, with the untap. Because he plays
Well,
double
the
red, white.
growth chamber's not gonna untap. Just Slayers is gonna untap. So I think he needs to get.
Well, doesn't he have another red white land though that he can grab?
They only play 1.
I could have swore he had 2 left.
No, they've only been playing 1 for.
Okay. Oh, he's ignored them.
I think we can only give 1 haste. Unless the second one finds. The second one could find. Oh, this is awkward because you need the Slayers to be untapped, which I think is fine because you give it haste once. You give one of them haste. Then you just leave it untapped. The second Titan you cast after transmuting. Getting Summoner's Pact for Titan. Cast the Titan with an additional land drop. And then you still have 1 more land drop. So you can get green, red, or red, white. And then use those 2 floating to give haste. And then I don't think you can give. No, you can, because you have as long as he doesn't have Vesuva in hand or Sunhome in hand, he can give double strike to one of them. That's 16 plus 6 is 24. So that's not enough. Gaining 16 life is huge.
I've heard it's pretty good.
Would you have any available mana after those attacks though?
The attack triggers would get lands inside of combat. You could get Besaju's. You could Besaju the hammer.
You know, the hammer and the thing, and so they have vigilance, you can block and not take damage.
Right. They would get exiled though. The Boros, that's usually true, but the Boros Garrison already being in play isn't going to untap, so you have to make the mana arbitrarily through 2 other bounce lands instead of just 1. Yeah, drawing the 1-ofs in this deck is pretty fatal usually, but nowadays the people are playing the Gruul and Selesnya ones in more abundance. It makes it a little easier to have these niche scenarios covered. But I think Aiden is still going to win this game. It's definitely going to take less than 5 turns.
All we need on the other side though is a Springleaf Drum Gale Blast.
Yeah. Aiden's not a. I don't think Radiant Fountain's in the 75, so.
I think you would take it out because you're taking too many chunks of damage.
Yeah, you're getting hit in 10s instead of 1s.
Right.
Yeah. That's basically the only matchup it's good in. Maybe Murktide, but
What does it burn with extra steps?
yeah. So we're up to 7 mana. We could Cultivator? Is Cultivator the way we go over the top here? If we just
Maybe,
win
yeah.
if we win a few 50-50s? I think he already packed it for Titan, but Cultivator Loki might have been a better answer.
He has He has 3
I think,
lands. in
yeah,
hand?
3 lands. So I mean, it's 3 50/50s basically. It's a little less than 50 at this point of the game, but if each of if you're gonna hit a land off of one of those, so like it's usually about 50% that there's a land that you're gonna draw a land because you're on like 30 to 33 lands in your deck.
Trying to go for purple.
He might be.
If he can go,
He can. I think he can get. There's still one more Talaria West,
Yeah. Does he have another land?
so he can get. Simic Growth Chamber Talaria West here. Yeah.
There's your 6. Transmute to 3. Play another land. Go back up to 7.
And then we can cultivate with 4 lands in hand. I think we take that. I think we take that, and then I think if we get enough lands in play, we should be able to give haste. 2, 4, 6. Untap. 3 blue and a green. That's
basically, if Adam dies, it all came down to the fact that he did not swing immediately with the target.
yeah. I think he either needed to start attacking earlier or just continue to never attack.
He didn't attack for 1 turn and that cost.
Right. Literally. Yeah. Over time so long that we've already reset the clock back to 50 minutes. Because this is still turn 0.
Yeah.
So there are still 5 more turns after this, and I think we're just going to need 1 more turn each, if not this be the final turn.
I don't think give him win
I don't think so.
unless he draws hammer. Like his next draw would have to be hammer if he survives. Or he could just be like surprise blood moon and then like
Yeah,
He's going for the clock.
here's the Colossus. I think this is a bit of a high rolling option, but I think it might be your only way to win the game without draw it in your deck.
Yeah.
So we have 2 floating right now. We're going to go up to 6. Red, white, extra green, extra blue. 2, 4, 6. Oh, we were only going to end with 2. Did we bounce off of all those bounce lines?
Yeah.
I thought we were ending with more lands in play than 2.
Well, he transmuted 1.
Sure.
2.
Oh yeah, he did. No, did he? He single transmuted.
I thought we were up to 4 lands.
No, the other.
Oh, and then you pick up, yeah, okay. So this is a bigger gamble than we originally thought.
Yeah.
It's an explorer, not a land. It's a forest, cavern, amulet, and that's gonna stop there.
And now he
No, he's gonna. Oh yeah.
They,
Yeah,
they-
whenever
they don't have
players-
haste, yeah, no,
yeah.
yeah. Two white and a red. 2 green. Red.
This will bring your own trigger.
He's gonna cast an Explorer here. If he hits another Titan.
I guess, or any threat.
Yeah.
There's 2 packs, 2 Titans, maybe another Colossus. It's probably only on 1.
I feel he misplayed and he's about to concede.
I mean,
He hasn't resolved it back.
that's what I'm saying. I think there was 1 or 2 bounces that we missed there that would have given him extra draws.
Yeah, his misplay was not getting the haste.
Yeah, I that was definitely the safer play. I think with 4 lands in hand, you can go for that, but with just 2, it's not super likely. But all right, so we're gonna be jumping into round 3 fairly soon here. As this was almost certainly the last map going on in this round, but I appreciate y'all sticking around for that grindy match. But Adam will take this in 3, so we'll see you back here momentarily for round number 3. All right, we are back with round 3 coverage. Apologies for the break we had there. Had some people to counter we had to help, but we are back now, and it looks like we are in game number 2 after Anthony got game 1 with Artifact Burn. Then we have returning player from earlier in the day, Joe, playing Red Black Goblins. Looks like it'll be DRC and Ragavan, so a pair of MH2 1-drops for Anthony on turn 2 here. Facing down the Munitions Expert and Skirk Prospector. And Joe looking to be pretty aggressive here. I think he might be playing a Munitions Expert just to clear the way of Ragavan. Maybe just Mog War Marshal, though, as he's not under a lot of pressure and can just go wider and try to draw something like Rudeveld Hordemaster. And looks like that's going to be the play. We're going to go wide, make a Goblin, and probably not attack here. Both players at 18, not a whole lot of damage has been dealt. Joe is going to fetch, though. We do have some extra mana with the Skirk Prospector and Mog War Marshal combo.